Hello, friends. Pete Little here from St. George's Church in Owen Sound with good news for Wednesday, January the 18th, 2023. Now, I want to clarify something first. I've got some bruises on the upper part of my forehead. And if you were to ask Noni, she would say, well, Peter's not a restless sleeper, he's a reckless sleeper. Anyway, it looks worse than it is, and as my mom said, where there's no sense, there's no feeling. There's no pain involved with it, and I went up to emerge, and the doctor didn't want to use any of his magic glue or do anything. He's just going to let it heal on its own. And there's, as I say, there's no pain with it. It should clear up in a week or two. Anywho, Owen Sound, as CFOS would say, our local radio station, roads are fair to center bare. Most of the snow has disappeared, but there's more on its way. So skiers don't despair. Today's reading is from Matthew 16, verses 13 to 19. And before I get into it, I just want to let you know what we're using is to find these readings is, I think you call it a lectionary, but it's day by day and forward day by day. And before I read Matthew 16, verses 13 to 19, I'm just going to give you, at the bottom of the page, it's called Moving Forward, and every day they throw out one of these questions at us. How do others know you are a Christian? By your love, words, study, actions? Okay, so here is today's reading. The Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 16, verses 13 through 19. When Jesus came to the region of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say the Son of Man is?" They replied, "Some say John the Baptist, others say Elijah, still others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets." "But what about you?" he asked. "Who do you say I am?" Simon Peter answered, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." Jesus replied, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by man, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loose in heaven." This is the Gospel according to Matthew. And I've found this rather challenging when I relate it to the question at the bottom of the page. I guess where my head's at is there God or is there no God? Well, God either is or he isn't. So who do people think Jesus is? Well, it's hard to have faith without belief. It's impossible for me to have faith without belief. And I have chosen to believe that Christ is the Son of God, God incarnate. And he has lived the example And the example has been feeding thousands with leftovers, starting with nothing to work with, healing the sick, rearranging people's minds, the insane becoming sane. There's the proof. And now I can have faith in Jesus because I believe there were so many miracles that it is only possible through the power of God, this power I do not understand. And Jesus, for me, is living love. He is talking about it. But in answer to today's forward day by day question, how do others know you're a Christian? By your love, your words, study, actions? I think love, as lived by Jesus, is a decision that we make despite our feelings. It's when I put the other person first. And yeah, I always remember Handley Perkins, who I've referred to before, a retired Anglican priest who became an honorary assistant at St. George's for a while. And I attribute a lot of things to Handley, and I probably should attribute them to other people too, but he's the one who really woke me up to a certain degree. And he challenged me at one point and said, Peter, if it became illegal to be a Christian and you got arrested, would there be sufficient evidence to convict you? Anyway, I do have a meditation for today that I'm going to use, and a prayer. And I think I better finish with that because I'm probably running on here a little long. The meditation for the day will be, I will learn to overcome myself because every blow to my selfishness is used to shape the real, eternal, unperishable me. As I overcome myself, I gain that power which God releases in my soul. And I too will be victorious. It is not the difficulties of life that I have to conquer so much as my own selfishness. And my prayer for the day will be, I pray that I may obey God and walk with Him and listen to Him. I pray that I may strive to overcome my own selfishness. I hope this finds you well, and things are going well in the little household at the moment, and we thank you for your prayers. God bless you all.